We changed the world and history right here where we're from. It's new beginnings to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
Okay, it's time to rise and shine, peoples. Okay, what does that mean? That means it's time for our daily bread. Good morning to all of you. Hope this day finds all of you feeling pretty good this morning. Like I am, feeling pretty good. You know, just laying back, thanking God for one more day above ground. And of course, ground's not above me. We call this part of our customs in Montgomery. We call this decisions 2.0. Because whatever we do in life, it requires us to make a decision. And when we don't make it, well, we still make one. So make sure you put a lot of thought into to your decisions of life that you make. They are very, very so, we shall return uno momento. All right? So, don't get lost. Come back. Next up, it is our daily bread. That's our word from on high for the morning. Hopefully it'll get your day started. It'll change your perspective. I'll give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. So we'll be back. Uno momento. Uno dos tres cuatro momento. Okay? Don't go nowhere. We'll be back. We will. So hang loose. What a great way. What a great way to start your day. What a great way. You know, the best way to start your day is being able to start it. Okay? Because last night, somebody, somewhere, went to bed and didn't wake up. So you, like my friend says, you got the wake up call this morning. I think that's a lot to celebrate. What say you? Me too. We'll be back. Our daily bread is next. A word from on high. Something to change your perspective. I'll give you another one. Either way, it's good for the soul. We'll be back.
Thankful for life and the love we share. Thank you, Lord.
God is lovingly working toward restoration and joy in and through the pain of our lives.
Our daily bread.
Today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional was written by Monica Brands. Monica writes, I recently stumbled across some of my journals from college and couldn't resist taking time to reread them. Reading the entries, I realized I didn't feel about myself then the same as I do today. My struggles with loneliness and doubts about my faith felt overwhelming at the time. But looking back now, I can clearly see how God has carried me to a better place. Seeing how God gently brought me through those days reminded me that what feels overwhelming today will one day be part of a greater story of His healing love. Psalm 30 is a celebration psalm that similarly looks back with amazement and gratitude on God's powerful restoration. From sickness to healing, from threat of death to life, from feeling God's judgment to enjoying His favor, from mourning to joy. The psalm is attributed to David, to whom we owe some of the most pain-filled laments in Scripture. But David also experienced restoration so incredible he was able to confess, "Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning." Despite all the pain he had endured, David discovered something even greater, God's powerful hand of healing. If you are hurting today and need encouragement, recall those times in your past when God carried you through to a place of healing. Pray for trust that He will do so again.
Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Psalm 30, verses 1 through 12. I will exalt you, Lord, for you lifted me out of the depths and did not let my enemies gloat over me. Lord my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. You, Lord, brought me up from the realm of the dead. You spared me from going down to the pit. Sing the praises of the Lord, you, His faithful people. Praise His holy name. For His anger lasts only a moment, but His favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. When I felt secure, I said, I will never be shaken. Lord, when you favored me, you made my royal mountain stand firm. But when you hid your face, I was dismayed. To you, Lord, I called. To the Lord I cried for mercy. What is gained if I am silenced, if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it proclaim your faithfulness? Hear, Lord, and be merciful to me. Lord, be my help. You turned my wailing into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy, that my heart may sing your praises and not be silent. Lord my God, I will praise you forever. That's today's scripture reading from Psalm 30, verses 1 through 12.
And now let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you that we can come to you with our problems. We know you'll listen to us, Lord, and as we encounter trials and hardships that seem to overwhelm us, may we trust in what you've done for us before. We know that you care about us, Lord, and we rest in that love. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. God is lovingly working.
Okay, then. It's time now to celebrate our armed forces, and then we'll be right back to get this party started. So hang loose.
Hail to the
Okay, I forgot the Space Force. Sorry about that. Good morning, Beverly. And last but certainly not least, the United States Marine Corps. Hey, somebody's got to take it. That's Marine Corps. Alrighty then. Okay, we did that already. We did that. We good. We did. We good. Over here. Okay, we done that one. Okay, we good. We got that one. I like the boys out there, but you know what I found out yesterday. This is what I found out yesterday, and I don't quite understand this one at all. Now I know the military's changed a little bit, but I'm gonna have to call the White House today. Okay, I'm gonna have to call the White House. I mean, y'all can bear witness to this because I got a problem with the United States military right now. Okay, so yesterday talked to my child, saying, "What's up? How you doing?" I don't call him that much anymore because I was getting on his nerves, and I understand that. I really do. I understand that. Okay. I found out yesterday. Now my son is going to school for what is it called? It's called cybersecurity, whatever that online stuff. So right now he's in AIT. Now that's not unusual. That's the stuff that happens. That's no big deal about that, right? No big deal about that. But he's got to pay for his own internet in his room where he resides at the moment at the behest of the United States military. So I'm trying to figure out, why do my son and all the other kids gotta pay for the internet? And it's $56 a month. I said, is the budget that tight? Man, listen, I wouldn't be really surprised if it wasn't a school that requires you to have the internet and cybersecurity and all that stuff. It wouldn't bother me that bad. Okay. But I'm gonna have to call the White House. Really? We got to pay for now. When I was in the Army, everything we needed was provided by them. Okay. I mean, what is going on? They gotta pay for it? Really? Okay, so I'm gonna have to call Fort Leonard Wood. I'm gonna have to call Fort Gordon this morning, talk to the sergeant major, and find out what the heebie-jeebies is the problem. Okay, not just for him, for all the young guys. For all the people out there, that join the military, they got to pay for their own internet. Are we serious here now? I mean, the budget that tight, we're spending money to everybody else. Are we making our young men who don't make a whole lot of money to begin with? They make a hell of a lot more than I made at E3 or E4, whatever the rank. I make a lot more than I made, but still, everything is going up, and everything is going up. So it's relatively the same amount of money, and the word is not much. Okay, the word is not too much. So I'm just wondering. Really, I'm just wondering why it is that we've got to pay. I got to get that off there. That we've got to pay for our own internet at on base. There's something wrong with that deal. I'm calling. I'm gonna call down there and see what's up with that. But anyway, I mean, nothing I can do about it. But at least I'll express. I'm gonna call Tuberville. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call. I'm calling Tuberville's office to find out why our young soldiers have to pay for their own internet in Army quarters. Okay, I'm gonna find that out. What the hell's going on with that? Really? Okay. That's like saying, are we going to start charging for their dinner now? Their lunch? How about, hey, bathroom's over there, but you got to put a quarter in it. Are we serious here now? I mean, we asked these guys to put their butt on the line, and it's an expense attached to it. Ooh. Okay, that's okay. That kind of upset me a little bit last night because I never heard of such a thing. The soldiers got to pay for their own internet on a post that teaches you about the internet. Really? Anyway, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna. Now the mayor's supposed to be here around 8:00. Not here, but online online with me. So we'll see if he doesn't have a yeah, I'm gonna tell it to my guy. I'm gonna tell it to I'm gonna tell it to somebody. That don't make no sense. I mean, come on, man. What? Anyway, so much for that. So much for that. I understand. I don't like it. Now I realize there's nothing I can do about it. So, what can I say? What can I say? Yeah, that's the University of Notre Dame touchdown Jesus thing right there. Right now, I think he's kind of a little bit ticked what happened this weekend. So sorry about that, Lord. Notre Dame just lost their mind for one game. Now, hopefully the rest of the show they'll be all right. We'll be all right. Okay, we shall be all right. Okay. No, seriously, we should be. We should be all right. Anyway, good morning, everybody. And yesterday, now, you know what our conversation was about yesterday, right? Everybody, if you were here, you understand what our conversation was about. And it was about our nation, the lack of expectations, the lack, not with everyone, of course, but I mean the general public. There's always going to be, because if we are not really trying to find solutions to the problems in America, to our own problems, forget America. Let's just talk about Montgomery. Then why have the conversation? Why don't I just stay asleep in the morning? Why don't I just don't even worry about it? Listen to the gunshots out of one ear and try to make sure that you got a metal plate in front of you, so just because they come through your window, they don't kill you, or something like that. But why do we have these conversations across America if we really don't try to do something to change the environment? Okay, to change the environment. I mean, what do we do? I mean, what's the purpose of having a conversation every day, and not just in Montgomery, around the country? Every day there's a conversation going on about what's wrong, and we're not wrong. We're not wrong about having that conversation. But what do we plan to do about it? I mean, really, what do we plan to do about the things that are wrong? The culture. What can we do to change the culture of our young folks today? Okay. Well, the one thing we can't do is sit by and be silent. Okay. That's the one thing we cannot do, is sit by and be silent. Now, as soon as I figure out my number here, I'll put it on the screen for you. I got too many things on the screen right now, so I'm trying to figure out how to get it off of there. I know I'm always messing up, but I apologize. I mean, I'm working on it. I'm working on some things. So anyway, good morning to all of you. See how? Oh, there we go, right there. That's kind of big. We don't want it to be big. Let me see. That's the number here. Okay. All right. So get rid of the one on the top there. All right then. Okay, there's the number down there. I got to get rid of that thing right there, though. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of it in a second. Just give me a chance here. Okay, just give me a chance. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on some things. Anyway, so if you want to call us, you can do that by calling that number 521-2963. This crawling, it'll be crawling across the screen. And if you want to send me an email, you can do that to the show, and it is logic, and that's logic is spelled with a J on mine because I couldn't get it. LOJIC 2025 at gmail.com. I couldn't find I couldn't find logic. Um, you know, I couldn't find it. So my bad. Let me see here now. Show display name. Okay, we don't want to do that. So let's do this. Okay, now let's go back up to here because I got to put the number out there. So okay, the number's on there already. Okay, the number's there. All right, I'm just trying to get this thing straight here. Get more here. Now, listen, guys, before we get started anyway, before we get into so let me tell you about an organization that I belong to. I was, I was a DEI hire. I know it because I didn't really bring anything to the table. But they gave me a chance to get out here and be involved in something. And I'm involved with an organization that really is something special. Most of the time I hear about most of the time I hear about what you call it, nonprofit organizations. I'm not really impressed. Okay. I'm not really impressed at all about now because most of the time you don't ever know what they really do. I mean, they go for the city council. They said, give us some money. We're trying to do this. Okay. And that's fine. That's fine. But I still don't know what most of them do. Okay. But this one organization, the one that I belong to, is a really great thing. And I just want you guys to know about this. It is called Hope Inspired Ministries. And I'm gonna let you see this in a second here. And what they do. We got a staff of people. John Bowman, who's a former, I don't know, he wore a star at the police department. He's a former guy who worked for the police department, but ran into so many young folks who were headed the wrong way. So when he retired from the police department, he turned around and got involved with Hope Inspired Ministries. And what it is just a great organization. They take people for whatever the case may be. They take people for whatever the case may be, and they help them find their way. Okay, they help them find their way, so they can make a difference. Okay, so they can make a difference, and the way you do that. Let's see if I can get. I'm gonna share this with you guys for a second, and don't. We got other things to talk about, but this is important. You don't know how many people are out in the streets right now and who never had a job. I mean, how can you be 50, 60 years old and never had a job? Because they hustle. Now, I don't know what hustle actually means. I think it means I'm doing whatever I have to do to survive. And that's what hustle means, I think. I mean, but they never had a job. And I'm telling you, that is an interesting thing to me, because how in the world do you make it never having a job? Okay, I mean, how's that possible? But it is, because they got people that are doing that, and so they come to Hope Inspired Ministries, and what they do is, because I don't really do nothing but talk. What they do is they teach you about the bare minimum things, of life. You know what I mean? We teach you just about all kinds of things. I mean, let me see if I can find this right here. That I got it right here. But anyway, there we go, right there. There we go, right there. Now let me do that again. See if I can share this with you guys, because I really want you guys to get involved with Hope Inspired Ministries, because what they do is they go out there, and the organization is on Coliseum Boulevard. We need people to pour into these young folk, and some of them ain't so young, some of them around my age, but troubles don't stop at an age. You know what I mean? Troubles don't stop at an age. And so what I'd like you guys to do, if you would, this is John Bowman. This is our director over there, executive director over there. He's and you can call him J Bowman at hopeinspiredministries.org, or you can just call me, whatever the case may be. This is a sweetheart right here. She does all kinds of things over there. All of these people do all kinds of things for these people. These are people that walk in off the street sometimes. They're walking, hey Peggy, these are people who walk in off the street with no place. Some of them with no place to go. Some of them with just had a rough life, just had it tough. And these are some of the people that are part of Hope and Mind Spread. And we not only have one here in Montgomery, we have one in Lowndes County, DYS, Montgomery, Coleman, and a few other places around town, Birmingham, a few other places around town. You will be surprised at the people who find themselves on difficult times. Okay. And Cameron's right there. Alicia Willis, what a sweetheart. They really do like what they do. They really like what they do, and they help these people out. And one of the things we don't do that I wish we could do somehow, and we can. A lot of these people don't have a place to stay, and we don't provide. That's the only thing we don't do. We just don't have the ability to do that, to provide places to stay. Okay, but we do everything else. We need people to give a meal. If you can afford a meal, normally for about 30 people, whether it's pizza, whatever you can for, that's fine. If you could do that once every 3 months or something like that, because the meals that these people get, the young folks who come, and young and old folks who come to our program, sometimes that's the only meal that they get is with Hope Inspired Ministries. So I'm gonna let me find the number here so you can call us up and see if you want to help us out. Because there's some people who talk the talk, and then those that walk the walk. And these guys right here, they walk the walk. They're the hands and feet of the Lord, because they go out there and meet these people where they are. Okay, they meet them where they are. Okay, so if you want to call Montgomery, which is here, if you go down Coliseum Boulevard, you'll see this building right here, right? You'll see this building, and this is the Montgomery campus. Okay, and the number is 649-4330. All we need is a meal, or you can bring a snack, if you got clothes, or if you know somebody that knows somebody that needs our help, please let us know. That's why they're there. We can all, and here's another thing that a lot of people know, your experience can help somebody else. Really, the experiences that you have can help somebody else, because when you when you at the bottom of the mountains, that mountain looks awfully high to you. And that mountain sometimes is life. It looks awfully high to you. And so you can come pour into some of these people, because some of these people want to give up. Some of them want to give up. Okay? And we don't want them to give up. We want them to know, if the good Lord woke you up this morning, there's a purpose for your life. And there's a purpose for you guys, like the people who listen to me in the morning, and y'all need to get me some more listeners too, and some more viewers too. Okay, I'm like Gladys Knight when in whatever that was she was in 1960 something like 1970, said she needed a hit record. So I need a hit too. I sure hate to have to go get a regular job. But anyway, if you guys would willing to help us, we would appreciate it. We need those kids need everything, but the more important thing that they need somebody to come over there and talk to them, to let them know that they're not the only people. They are not the only people in this world that stepped on it. Okay, we all have, even though we don't like to talk about it, because that makes us seem human, and we are human. And as long as we're human, we're going to make mistakes. But we need you to pour into some of these people. If you can't do anything but come talk to them, or if you know somebody that's having a hard time with life right now, hard time finding a job, and a lot of our people. And first of all, let me give a shout out to all the people that actually help us with the things that we do over there. Some local businesses that help us big time. Okay, and we appreciate what they do. With Jaleesi and all them folks over there, they just do wonderful jobs. I mean, they just do. The local businesses who who give some of these people a chance. Okay, who otherwise other people wouldn't. So we appreciate them. But Hope Inspired Ministry, it is and these are some of the businesses that help us. Okay, and they wouldn't help you if you weren't doing anything. Okay, Skill with us. We got Trustmark Bank. We have Zaxby's, Hope Hills, Charles Jenwright. Believe it or not, we got the city of Montgomery helps a little here and there. River. They just get. So there are 3 ways you can give if you want to. Online using your credit or debit card. Or you can mail a check to Hope Inspired Ministries, 145 Coliseum Boulevard, Montgomery, Alabama. If you don't know what it is, go. We got a website. This is the website right here, hopeinspiredministries.org. Okay, so it's called HIM, Hope Inspired Ministries, and at the end and at the head of all of that is Him. You know who Him is. Okay, so we can recruit, train, and employ. That's what we train. That's what they train people to do over there. Okay, I'm just on the board because I was walking down the street, looked like I was lost. So John Bowman brought me in. So I didn't have any expertise or anything, but they take everybody. You know, they if you want to help some kind of way, they will. We got something called Hope Heals coming up pretty soon. It's where it's our fundraiser, and please get involved in that. Again, it's 145 Coliseum Boulevard. But if you don't have any money, that's cool. But you have something that's more important than money. And that is your words. Your words are encouragement to people who find themselves in a tough place. Okay? And listen, we can sit home and say we feel sorry for you all we want to. That don't help anybody. But what does help, if you decide to go over there and talk to these people. And we got people from anywhere from 21, 18 to 65 who if it were not for Hope Inspired Ministry, they probably would have given up. And you know what's really nice? When I go to places sometimes and people know I belong to Hope Inspired Ministry, because they see me walking around and sometimes act like I own the place. And they say, you know what? We were there and I got a job. Okay. So if you have family members, somebody, a cousin, an uncle, somebody who can't seem to get it together, please give us a call. 649-4330. 649-6330. Okay. I'm just telling you, there it is right there someplace. Is that number right there someplace? That's Birmingham. There's Montgomery right there. 649-4330. And I told him we had a board meeting last night, and I'm impressed by the things these people do with people who sometimes come in there with no hope. So if you guys would do that for us, I'll just call them and say, hey, listen, I don't have any money right now, but anything I can do, is there anything I can do? What are your experiences in life? Have you ever been down? Have you ever felt like life was over? Did you ever feel like things were tough and wasn't going to get any better, so I might as well keep doing what I'm doing? We've all been there. We need you to go pour into some of these folks over there so they know that there is a way up, there is a way out, but you got to put some effort into it. And they need to see people like you, like me, who could have gone a different way, but they didn't. Okay? Because you guys, somehow you got turned around. Somehow you know that the definition for insanity is keep doing the same thing you've always done and expecting different results is insanity. It won't happen. Okay. And that is true, Mr. Willie. Willie's on our board too, but they make a difference in this community, y'all. They really do. A lot of the nonprofits around town, I have to question. I don't question nothing about Hope Inspired Ministry because I see them. I see them coming in there, getting jobs. And listen, everybody don't make it, but the majority of people that come through that course, they make it. And if they want to change their lives, if they want to be different, if you know somebody that can lose a look, because see, all we can do is give you a hand up. We can't hold you up forever, but we can give you a hand up. And some of this stuff has got something to do with you, with your relative, your son, your daughter, your uncle, your aunt, your mom, your dad. You name it, we can help you if you want to help yourself. Okay, that's all I'm saying. If you want to help yourself, Hope Inspired Ministry will help you. Okay, but you got to be willing to put in the work. Okay, you got to be willing to leave the drugs alone. That's a difficult one. It is. It's tough, man. That's kind of like Coca-Cola for me. But you know what I've been doing lately? I've been slowly but surely giving up the Cokes, going to sugar-free drinks. And I'm telling you something, Coca-Cola and tobacco, they got to be addicted. I've been trying to quit forever. Okay, forever. And I haven't, but now I've made my mind up. I've made my mind up not to drink that stuff anymore. At least not the one with sugar in it anyway. So anyway, Hope Inspired Ministries, please, they need your help. And the number again is 649-4330. 649-4330. Write it down. And listen, the things that you think you cannot do, sometimes they just need to know about you. They just need to hear from you. They need to know that you've been down and out. Things ain't always been good for you. They need to know that there's help. But I'm not a person to go out there looking. I'm not a person that's willing to force you to take our help. I'm not the one. Okay. Now some of our people, they are. That's not me. I think you gotta want it. You gotta want to be different. You gotta want to change your life. That's why most of us end up in church. Because we're tired of, in the black church, I don't know about the white church, but in the black church, we got a saying, I'm tired of being tired. When you get tired of being tired, then you can make a difference in your life. And Hope Inspired Ministry will be there every step of the way to make sure. And there's a course you have to go through. I think it's like 8-week course. But we don't charge you. But that course runs us about $2,500 a student. So if you can't help, you don't want to come over and talk to people, please. They need donations. Okay, we just found out that we need a little bit more money this year, and whatever the case may be. Of course, it's almost October now. Okay, but anyway, Coke Zero. You think Coke Zero is better than? you think Coke Zero is better than? Is better than? Sugar-free. Anyway, hey John, and John, who is our executive director. Okay, John on there somewhere. Where's John at? Anyway, John's on there somewhere. But anyway, he is the guy who handles things over there. Not me. I'm just there to help out, empty the ashtrays or something they need me to do. Something I'll knock that out. And again, we got a bunch of places. So we got Montgomery campus. We got the Department of Youth Services here in Mount Meigs. We got the Foundry. So if you got somebody in Birmingham or Bessemer, any place like that, they can help you with that. They can help the Foundry, which is in Coleman, Alabama. Hey, is Coleman sundown town? I heard it was, but I'm not going to there. Montgomery Detention Facility, men and women here in Montgomery, the jailhouse, Bibb County Correctional Facility. We have that, the Calhoun High School, Central High School in Haynesville, Alabama. So there are many, many ways to help. Again, let me one more time give you that number to right here in Montgomery, or you can go to the internet at Hope Inspired Ministries. Is where Coleman's a sundown. Well, we making a difference there, okay? Okay. So if you believe, honestly, if you believe God's been good to you and you have been blessed, you have an obligation to help somebody else. You can't make them take your help, but what you can do is offer it. Okay. Sometimes people just get so far down that they don't know which way is up. Remember when it came out with Which Way Is Up with Richard Pryor? Well, it may have been a joke. It may have been a funny movie, but it ain't funny in life. Sometimes we get so far down that we don't know which way is up. Been there, done that. So again, I just wanted to bring that out. I'm going to try to mention this very often. and the bigger crowd we can get on our show here, the more people pump, the more potential people can help. Because at the end of the day, let me just ask you this question. Then I'm going to be done with this. Let me ask you this question. Let's say our time is up. Our time is up. God given us a great ride, but our time is up. We're standing in front of the Lord, and He says, "What did you do? I mean, what did you do to help somebody? Okay, what did you do to make a difference in the world? Did you just go through life in a blaze, never stopping to help anybody?" I'm telling you, Hope Inspired Ministry, okay, will help you answer that question to the Lord. Okay, it's Montgomery and Sun downtown. Maybe it ought to be, but we gonna leave that alone. Anyway, so I gotta go again. That number is, and then that number for Hope Inspired Ministries is here in Montgomery, and it's at 145 Coliseum Boulevard. You can't miss the fish right there. Okay, you can't miss that. If you go down, we're up the street from. If you're coming from the state trooper place, we'll be on the right as soon as you pass. The store. Okay, as soon as you pass Outlook or whatever in that store is over there, you'll find us on the right. If you're coming from Madison Avenue, we'll be on the left. Okay, on Coliseum Boulevard. Okay, so anyway, 649-4330. If you can't help right now, that's fine. But write the number down. You may be going into your closet. You got things there that you don't really need. We can use them. We provide clothing for people. We provide clothing for people, so when they go on a job interview, they look their best. Okay, we still believe when you go to work, you you should look your best. I know, looking at some of the attire today, and which is another problem in our culture today. We think we can show up somebody's job any way we want to. That's not real life. Okay, that's not real. And ladies and gentlemen, AI is here to stay. So if you don't want to show up at work, do your best. You don't want to. Well, we got somebody to take your job from you. AI, artificial intelligence, and that's a shame if artificial intelligence can take the place of real intelligence. Yeah, I want you to think about that for 1 second. Artificial intelligence is going to take the job from the really people who are intelligent. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We want you to have a job. We want you to have a blessed and fruitful life. We got men out here who never really had a job. They can't. Hell, you know why they can't take care of their kids? They don't have any skills. They don't know anything. They've been hustling their whole life. Well, you go to unemployment office, you can't put hustle on the application. You can't put I'm a hustler. You can't use that. You have to have a skill. Okay, you gotta be able to do something. Anyway, so much for that. Again, give them 649-4330. It's a number, Hope Inspired Ministry. I am on the board. They had pity on me and let me come over there and hang out with them. I get to set down some of the big wigs in town. Okay, I'm just saying. Normally I'm they running me out of buildings, but somehow the good Lord blessed me to be there, because they are one of the greatest nonprofit organizations I have ever seen. They're up there with United Way, Salvation Army, Feed the World, the World's Kitchen. I mean, listen, they try to help you feed your soul. Okay, again, you don't have to have money. We like to have a donation if you can, but sometimes your experience, and if you come over there and talk to some of these people, sometimes, and we give you free lunch. And if you can afford to get a lunch for 30 people once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3, then we'll appreciate that too. But if you call 649-4330, 649-4330, they can tell you what they need. Write the number down. You may not can use it now, and you may think what you know, the experiences you had don't mean much. Trust me, they mean a lot. They mean a lot to the people that are there, because at some point in time they were sitting where you are. Okay, or you may have been where they are. And once you become emotionally depleted, once you become so drained of the happenings of life, it is very difficult to get back up. So I'm asking you guys to please pour into some of these people so they don't get drained, so they don't give up. They don't want to quit because, like Bear Bryant or somebody said, quitting becomes a habit. Okay, just like winning does, except for the Alabama and Notre Dame the other day. We'll just get back to that later. So anyway, and the only habit we want them to have is a smile every day as they go their way. A smile every day, and to reach out and touch somebody's hand. Again, we're all going to have to answer for the things we do in life. If there's a disadvantage to life, there's only one. There's only one disadvantage to life, is that we have a record of the things we've done and the things we haven't done. Well, we can't do anything about what we've done thus far, good, bad, or indifferent, but we certainly can go forward from this point, making a difference. Because the Lord's going to look at it. It's kind of weird when we say we didn't do anything. So we don't want to do that. Okay. All right then. So much for that. Hope Inspired Ministry. There's a website, hopeinspiredministries.org. If you halfway spell it right, you go to Google, halfway spell it right in Google, it'll get you to the website. It'll get you there. Okay. So listen, I know I didn't mean to get on a diatribe, but I'm telling you, once you see these people rejoice at our graduations and the things they learn, and what your money has done for us and for them, you'll be glad. And like John asked me to come one day and speak. Now I'm a nobody. Seriously, and when I say no, I'm not being overly simplistic. I'm a nobody. I just am. But I went over there and talked to them. They made me feel like I was somebody. They sat there and listened to the things I said. Okay, which wasn't a whole lot, but that wasn't a whole lot. But hey, what can I tell you? But I've been through a couple of things in life, like everybody has. I need you to go over there and share that with them so they won't quit. Okay, so I don't want them to quit. I want them to keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving. Okay, you never fail. Remember this: you never fail until you quit. We don't want you to quit. All right. Hope Inspired Ministries. I know I spent a lot of time on this. It's an important organization in this town. It is one that changing people's lives, literally changing people's lives. They need some help. 649-4330. It ain't all about money. It's not all about money, but money helps. So if you don't want to go and speak to anybody, we always could use a good automobile. If you got an automobile that some of our folks can't get to work, they don't have the transportation. We try to make them help them get. We help them do everything. We help them do everything they need done if they're willing to put in the work to make sure they find a job. Okay. So if you got an old automobile or something like that, somebody does, you're not using it anymore, and we have one of our listeners actually do donate one to us. We need enough. We need one more. Okay, I'm just saying. So anyway, 7:54 in the morning. Okay, that's it. That's that. Hope Inspired Ministries. Okay, hopefully I've made a difference in this, because a lot of people don't quite understand what we do, but that's one of the things we do. We help those that want to help themselves. Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much. Moving on to other things this morning. I just think that was an important message. And it is a great organization. So again, that number 649-4330, 649-4330. Now, let me give you a lesson of life today. I found out in life that we ought not complain that God did not always give us what we deserve. We should be thankful that he did not. Okay. Word of the day is flummoxed. Flummoxed. F-L-U-M-M-O-X-E-D. It means utterly bewildered and confused. And sometimes I am flummoxed. Actually, I'm flummoxed about 13, 14 times a day. So that's not unusual. Okay. Oh, here's something else too. The Affordable Care Act that everybody was that the Obama administration was touting years ago. Get this, and it'll bring your costs down and all that stuff. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You see, I keep saying you can change, you can mess with nature, but nature will always win. So we told everybody that they're gonna get cheaper things, and then we found out that some of them went up, some of them went up even higher. Well, the insurance premiums for Affordable Care Act plans in Alabama, they're going to jump an average from 19 to 25% on the 1st of January. So you got a couple of months left in your Affordable Care Act thing there to pay. And I'm pretty sure your premiums are not low, but health insurance premiums for individual plans offered under the Affordable Care Act now won't be so affordable. Okay, and they are set to jump an average between 19% and 25% next year, according to new rates just published by the Alabama Department of Insurance. Okay, and according to Aldo I, whatever it is, individual premiums for Affordable Care Act plans offered by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama are set to rise 19.3%. Individual plans, by the United Healthcare Insurance rise about 20%. Individual plans offered by Celtic Insurance will rise by 25%. So you're finna get screwed, glued, and tattooed. And now I'm just waiting for Alabama Power to tell us that our bill is going to go up. Okay, that I'm just waiting for them to tell me our bill is going to go up. Because here's the problem with these things: when one thing starts to go up, everything goes up. So all that bloviation, like that's one of Bill Riley's things, all that bloviation that they talked about, the healthcare this and healthcare that, well, somehow it never quite worked out because a lot of people insurance, even under the Affordable Health Care Act, actually went up. Okay, it actually went up. Okay, so what did Ronald Reagan say? Here's what you don't want to hear. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help you. Okay, that's every time the government gets involved in something, what happens? Well, you see what happens. And so, and the Affordable Health Care Act, a lot of people, when that came out, they lost their insurance. A lot of them lost their insurance, and they still couldn't afford it. So I don't know. It is. I have been blessed tremendously serving my time in the military, and one of the deals about that contract is that we'll take care of any ailments that you may have along the way, and they've done exactly that for me. So I've never had to, and my kids. So I never had to really pay for insurance. So hey, nothing else. Join the military. They need some people right now. Okay, they need some people. So join them. Stop whining about your life. If you're young, join the military, join the reserves, or something, and then you got purpose. Every man needs purpose. Every man needs purpose. If you don't have purpose, you're gonna go hither and thither. You're gonna be flopping in the wind like a thing. I'm gonna now. Hopefully, the mayor will be with us sometime this morning in the next hour. We'll talk to him about some of the things that's going on in Montgomery. I'm gonna be hard on, right? I'm gonna be hard on the mayor, right? You guys know that. I'm always hard on the mayor. I'm like stone. Okay, I won't be cracking a smile with him. I'll be tough on him today. I'll be, he did say one time to me though, there are you going to do the help? I'm going to try to do it this year. Yeah, I'm actually going to try to do Helping Hands this year if I can get some help doing it. Yeah, I'm going to try to do it, and I'll tell you what Helping Hands is later on. Still got a bank account downtown with the money in it. Let me see who this is. All right, make it a quick one. Not much. Now, let me ask you, are you listening or are you just calling? Okay. Yeah. Let me. Somebody said they can't hear you. I'm gonna have to figure this out in a second. That's a microphone, ringing, speakers. Let me see. Let me see. Call me back when I fix this. All right, call me back because I don't think somebody said they couldn't hear you. So I got to figure how that works. So Anyway, we'll figure that out. I got a lot of things I got to do here to keep this show rolling here. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna fix that problem. Hopefully, and let me see if I fixed it already. Let me see. That's one thing. Speakers. Okay. Oh, that's what that is. Okay then. Let me see. Uh-huh. All right then. Let me see if I can hear anything now. Okay. That should be okay now. I think. We're gonna see anyway. Okay, it is 8:01. I don't know where the mayor is, but I expect I'm anticipating his arrival via my virtual studio in a minute. Now they called me yesterday. Uh, oh Lord, somebody jumping on my case now. Well, to be quite honest, I've actually, and I'm just thanking God, I've actually never been sick. So I don't know. I've never had to use it really that much. Okay. Hey, what's done? Podcast professional, you do the same thing every day. Well, listen, it ain't my fault that the thing keeps going offline. Listen, I don't make the equipment. I just play with it. And I never call myself a podcast professional. I'm learning how to do it. I'm a radio guy. This ain't radio. I mean, normally I got a producer and all that stuff, but now I got to be the producer and everything, So what can I tell you? But if I do it long enough, I'll become great at it, But at the moment, hey Don, I bet I'm better than you. I bet you can't do this. Okay, that's all. I don't mean to be a smart butt about it, but I'm better than you, so we good. All right. Anyway, now I'm trying to find the mayor. Hold it. Let me call the mayor. See where he is. Okay, because he's supposed to be here. Let me call Manuel. Let me see if he's because I don't want to start on another conversation, and then the mayor sort of like trips in, and then I'll have to hold my conversation off. So I'm just let me see if I can find the man for a second. So y'all hang loose for 1 second, because somebody said they don't want to see me thinking on the air. So I agree with you. So let me take this thing right quick and let me play my little song, and I'll be right back, okay, in a couple of minutes. So don't go any place, okay? Please, I'll be right back. Well, I will be.
We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, 'cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
Okay, so the mayor is standing by. So let me make sure he gets my little link thing right here, and he will be able to join us in a couple of minutes here. Something happened to my link thing, so I don't know what it is. Oh, okay. All right then. Okay, Mr. Mayor, hold on a second here, and I will make sure that you you get this thing right here. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put it. Let me go to his phone. Oh, okay. It is okay. 318. Okay, then. Okay. Okay, then the mayor. I'm working on this, mayor. Okay, I'm working on this. I'm gonna get you in a second here. So I should have tested this out already, but I didn't. Okay, so okay, do a new one right there and make it Mr. Reed. Let me see. Read. Oh, there we go, right there. Okay, so it would be STREAM. No. Okay. Man, I thought I sent him this thing already. I'll be right with y'all in a second. Don't get me wrong. I'm StreamYard, YARD, StreamYard .com dot okay COM okay COM and /okay / Yankee Delta Niner, okay, Yankee Delta Niner, okay, Yankee Delta Niner, Sierra Bravo 9, Sierra Bravo 9, okay, I got it, I'm working on it, okay, and Uniform Delta, okay, Uniform Delta, and that would be Victor Foxtrot, okay, so that should be okay. I just sent it to him, so hopefully he'll get it. All right, sorry about that, guys. I hate to do my homework when I'm sitting here, but it's this should work. I'll just hang loose now. Let me see if I can put my own self on here. Yeah. Yep. I think it's working. Yep. It is absolutely working. Yep. That's me coming in to my own show. Okay, Mayor, you got it now. So just hang loose there. All right, now let me. So I'm a visitor to my own show here, so that's what I'm. Okay, and if all else fails, okay, let me get rid of that right quick. Okay, our city. Okay, then there we go. Hey, I got when I start making some money, here I'm gonna hire me a backdoor producer back here because it's hard trying to when you're intellectually gifted like me. It's hard to remember to do all this stuff, and my brain is only so big. Okay, I'm just saying. So let's go copy this. So hopefully he should join us in a couple of minutes. So I put it on his phone a couple seconds ago. So let me see here now. Okay, copy that. Now, and if the mayor can't get it, Manuel, he can go to my Facebook page, and it will be there in a second. Okay, there we go, right there. You will see a link on the Facebook page, so he can get in. Okay, I'm just saying that's the kind of guy that I am. I'll be making stuff happen. Let me see here. Go here. There we go. So you'll see a blue. Let me see here now. Where did it go? Alrighty then. I don't know what happened to it. So let me do this one more time. Do that to me one more time. Okay, so let's put that there. Okay. Copy there. And okay, there you go. So, Mr. Mayor, the link is on the Facebook page. I think that's where I'm going to put it for now because I can't be remembering all this stuff. Okay. So, and you'll see a little red box, a little blue box there, Mr. Mayor, and you'll be able to, come on in and join us. Hopefully, anyway. At least I hope I sent it to the right address. Anyway, Okay. Well, we'll just talk for the time being since you guys are here because I had some other things I wanted to talk about. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'll do better next time. I'll do better. I shall do better next time. But let me see here now. Where's Manuel at? Let me see. Yeah. Well, Oh, there he is right there. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Nah, I don't see it here anywhere. Okay. Well, hopefully he'll join us in a little bit here because I got it on the I got the link on the thing here. Okay. So hopefully they got it. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Of course, I could call him on the phone and we could just do this on the phone. He don't really have to be on the. Oh, he had the wrong list. Okay. Never mind. He had the wrong one. Okay, that's what it is. He had the wrong one. Okay. All right. Well, I sent it to him unless he's busy. Okay. So let us. Well, Mr. Mayor, hold on. Let me call Mr. Stephen up, the mayor up. Let me just see where he is. Okay. Let me just see where he is. 334. Okay then. Okay. Let me see if I can find the mayor. Wait a minute. Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Okay. Well, he must be busy on the phone with somebody. Okay then. Well, we can talk about other things. But anyway, anybody who wants to join the link is on the Facebook page, and you can. We heard what? Donald, listen, brother. Donald, I'm just sorry, brother. I'm not perfect. I mean, when did you have a producer? I had a bunch of producers at Cumulus. Remember Michelle? I had Michelle. I had Caleb. I had Michelle and a bunch of people there. But it was hard to. We heard what he had to say last night. But anyway, I had a bunch of producers. But I'm gonna get this thing. I'm gonna get this thing squared away. I got a great computer to run all this stuff on. But sometimes it just things happen when you're trying to do everything by yourself. You're the producer, it's like trying to be the race car driver, and when you get a flat, you got to change still got to change the tire. I don't have a good morning, Joe Marcus. Joe Marcus' birthday is today. Okay, so anyway, I sent it to him, and so he'll I imagine he'll be here at some point. Okay, yeah, I hope he will. Let me send him a text right quick. Da, 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 da. Okay, let me tell you. This is the link. Okay. Hopefully he'll get that and he'll join us. But until then, let us talk about something else. And this technology is a monster sometimes. When it works fine. But when something goes wrong, it just makes you look like a dummy. But that's okay. Not that I've never seen before. Moving right along to other things. So your insurance is all going up now, where they kept telling you, especially the Democratic Party, we want everybody to have insurance. Well, we already had that. We had Medicaid, Medicare. So everybody had some access to insurance. And so they went in and they didn't. Donald, come on, man. You're a miserable man, aren't you? You're a miserable man. I understand. I understand. Well, I tell you what, Donald. Why don't you just come online with me? Now let people talk to you. Oh, wait a minute. I heard something. There's the mayor. Hey, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, thanks for finally giving me a link that works.
Well, now,
We're gonna have to work on your production. Obviously, we need some help there.
yeah, we do.
And
Yeah. So,
with your president arresting people who have been here, who have been working, taxpaying citizens um, for years and years, we can use all the help we can get.
no, I'm with you. But now, let me ask you this one question, Mr. Mayor. If I robbed you 18 years ago, and I never went to jail for it, aren't I still the robber?
Yeah, you're still the robbers. Hey,
Okay.
we investigate. We find those people all the time. We just don't do it with military forces.
Well, I again, I listen. I out of all the things he's done, I just not feeling that one the way they doing. I'm not feeling. You know, they still illegally here, but you know, I'm trying to figure what the problem is. Is the problem that they're illegally here? Are we displaying a little bit of prejudices here? You know, I don't.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, I just
Do
they're
we
not
want to
hurting
reverse the
anything.
browning of America? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, now
If
you
we want
can't
to
wait a minute.
reverse the browning of America, why don't we
Wait a minute.
just say that?
But you cannot blame people for wanting to protect their interests. I mean, you know, we got
What
to.
interests? The interests have been made up of Italians, of Germans, of Polish, of
Yeah,
Jewish people, of people from all across the diaspora in sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East, South America. I mean, that has been
but
what has
there's
made.
still a way. But there is still. You will agree there are still a way to get here the correct
Hey,
way.
remember, we had a bill, a comprehensive immigration bill, agreed to by bipartisan by Republicans and Democrats, and the former, current president told the Republicans, don't pass it because the Democrats will get the credit for it.
Well, that was politics, and you pulled some
No,
politics.
hold on, no, 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 no,
You
no,
pulled politics too,
no,
so let's
no,
not
no,
act
no.
like
Listen,
politics don't work.
listen, not near like that, near the
Oh,
expense
yours
of
is a
people's
different pull.
lives
Yeah, but yours
here.
is a different one, so it's not the same. But I've seen you play politics, and since you've been in office.
Well, listen. That comes with the
Oh,
territory.
okay.
But that now they spend some people's lives now, Kevin. That's a whole different thing. Now, I don't play politics with that. Now you
Well, you
know
don't know, but you don't know what some of your policies have done to people's lives. I'm not saying they have, but we don't know.
yeah.
We don't know the far-reaching effects of policy. Sometimes the one thing you've done, and because you understood, and that's what these people with tickets that are 20 and 30 years old still affecting their lives. They ain't gonna never pay them. You gave them a break. That affected a whole lot of people's lives. So things do affect people's lives, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, you talking about it again. We could have had a bipartisan immigration bill that would not have disrupted families, communities, businesses, and certainly the nation writ large. Several years ago, I have never and would never
Well, the
say don't
president
pass
doesn't
something.
pass bills, though.
Hold on. Let me say this. I have never and would never, in any capacity, in any office, say don't pass something for my political benefit at the expense of the people.
Well,
That's a self-centeredness. That's a level of narcissism that we ought to just call out in egotism. And listen, I will say this: for him politically, it worked. I will say that. I mean, now, if
mm,
we're just doing things just based on that, and that's how Alabama voters have been voting across the state. It worked tremendously. It worked to his advantage, no question.
let me ask you
I
a
just
question. Do you
haven't seen
think
anything
that?
like that.
Do you believe that everybody that voted for you agrees with everything you say and do?
No, not at
Okay, then.
all.
So
I can
you're
see
no
that
different than him.
last.
So you're no different than him, except you got a different group of people. We all do what we think is right at the time.
Yeah, but Kevin, some things go over and
You
beyond. I mean,
just don't like
that's
the man. Just say I don't like the
no.
president.
You know what, Kevin? Let me say this.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of people you may talk to, I
Mm.
respect Trump for what he is. I mean, he shows you what he is. And listen, it has worked for him for 40 years. I don't know anybody from business to entertainment to now politics. I mean, I think he's one of the most phenomenal personalities really the last 50, if not, 100 years. I certainly think, and when we look at the first 25 years of this century, he is one of the most significant people that
Mhm.
we've had, and that's not just because he's president. I mean, you've never seen anybody lose the presidency, and the Republicans didn't just automatically push them over the cliff. Usually, when you lose, you get pushed over the cliff. I mean, to have that type of strength, hey, there's something to be said about that. So there is respect, for sure where he's
Okay.
concerned. And look, and I think Trump is playing a part. I think if he was on the Democratic side, he'd be playing a part.
Well,
But he
the
plays his.
Democrats and all the Democrats years ago gave the brother some accolades. It was Sharpton. It was a few of the people down there. And as a matter of fact, the NAACP made a Man of the Year once.
Yeah,
So it's all
listen.
politics.
They're political flip floppers on both,
Exactly.
on both sides. So people do that. Only most of us black folks are the one who stay true to a party for our lifetime. We the only ones who
Wait.
do that.
The only one to say brainwashed to a party for a
I
lifetime.
won't say brainwash when,
Yeah,
when you're openly hostile to my values and my vision of what is needed.
Give me something that the president has been openly hostile to toward black folks.
Where you want me to start? Everybody black is DEI. General C.Q. Brown was a DEI hire.
Politically, he didn't agree with him. So what's wrong with that?
No, that's not what that. Listen. You're gonna call somebody DEI hire, then you're gonna promote a Fox News host to be the Secretary of Defense. That's a joke.
Well, your job's got nothing.
A joke.
Wait. That man kicked indoors, brother, went to war.
Listen. I got a lot of folks who kick it indoors around Montgomery. Who go to war every night. We trying to capture them. Do you want to make them the police chief?
That ain't
You don't want to make them the police chief, do you?
That ain't the same.
Don't qualify interview the Secretary of Defense.
Well, who better to qualify than a guy that's been there?
Well, listen, we got plenty of people who've been there.
Well, that's true. I mean,
plenty of 4-star generals who've been there and who've done it for the good of that flag behind you. They didn't do it out any political purpose or any political agenda.
I will say one thing: I will never vote for anybody ever again who doesn't have some political experience and how to maneuver with people and the ability to be diplomatic when necessary. Trump's not a diplomat. I still like him, but I don't like everything about him. Like I don't like everything about you.
That's fair.
And you certainly don't like everything about me. So we yeah, you're supposed to say that, but okay. I agree. How's your dad?
He's doing well, man. He's
Miss Molly?
well. She's doing well. Well, pretty good. She's doing pretty good.
Okay.
She listen. My folks are in their 80s, so
Right.
They are here moving. They just not moving around as fast, and they can't do as much. So trying to tell them they can't is a whole different discussion. It's worse than arguing with you. So
I'm with you.
They're doing pretty good, and God is blessing them to see another day and know what's going on. So hey,
I'm going to ask you the same. I'm going to ask you the same question that they asked that mayor of Chicago, who's an absolute buffoon.
I disagree with that. But keep going.
Of course you would. But they asked him, okay, would having more police officers turn the tide of some of this crime? He would not answer the question. You got 53 people shot the other day and 7 dead. Now, it seems like to me that the National Guard need to be roaming the streets of Chicago.
I disagree with that. The National Guard need to be roaming the streets of any of our cities.
Well, most cities don't have 53 people shot.
You need a president that doesn't defund the police, which is what they have done by cutting out community violence.
The police?
Because they cut out all these grants and community violence intervention programs, which are showing their results and why crime is down in so many cities and so many communities across the country.
Name the city that is down in.
It's down right here in Montgomery. It's down right in Birmingham.
Well, unless you've been shot lately, it ain't down. Unless you've been shot lately, we got more people getting shot here per capita.
Hey, listen, Kevin, sometimes you ought to ask the question, why are people getting shot? Okay?
Well, the guy who got shot don't really care why.
No. Because you guys on the right, you guys want to point out.
I'm in the middle.
You're gonna make me start saying something just Wednesday, first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I'm
in the middle. If you in the middle, I don't know where I had it. But okay, listen.
Yeah,
I watch Fox News, Fox and Friends. I'm
talking about Montgomery right now. Let's talk about
the question is.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, why are people being shot? All right. And then what can we do about that? So I look at it from what's the solution? I look at gun laws being one solution. I look at preventative action being another solution. I look at education, economic opportunity being another solution. I look at trying to identify those who are consistent problems and violent offenders and getting them off the street as being part of the solution. So we have multi layers to what those solutions are. Unfortunately, what we tend to find is that when you do some research, um, I've never shot anybody, so it's hard for me to say what justifies anybody being shot. Okay, I've had a gun pointed to my face in a
Me
in
too.
a store, all right, in a business. So if you are innocently working or innocently at your home or in the process of going to the grocery store, whatever, that part is different. What we find very often, unfortunately, is that most of these shootings are not, overwhelmingly most, are not of innocent people, unfortunately. There are disagreements, there are disputes, whether it's over money, whether it's over um, drugs, whether it's over other illicit activities, far too often at the bottom of these shootings. What I would like to do is continue the work that we're doing to reduce that, which is why we've seen our non-fatal shootings drop. And of course, we want to see them drop even more, is by putting in programs that teach conflict resolution, that teach people, hey, you don't have to reach for a gun, that teach people, hey, these are ways that you settle issues that you have. But hey, before you get into this line of thinking or this line of activity, which probably will end up with somebody coming close face to face with gunshots, then let's try to redirect you to some other opportunities that are out there that maybe you don't know about or you don't know how to get connected to.
Okay. Somebody wants to answer
And
your question.
that's the thing.
Somebody wants to answer your question. Let me know if you can hear it. Go ahead, Duke. Okay, hold up, Duke. Do you hear him, Mayor?
No, I can't.
Okay. But brother, for some reason I can't let me see if I can get you on this thing here. Yeah, let me see. Man, I can't. Anyway, answer me the question. Right, how about write it? Because I got to figure out why my just,
Hey, Kevin.
just give me.
Hey, Kevin, give me 1 second. Got an emergency right here. Give me one
Okay.
second. Hold on.
All right. Yeah. I'm trying. I'm trying to figure out how come I can't hear you. Well, uh, yeah. Uh-huh. Well, I didn't. Okay, don't have you there. So let me come on down here. Uh. Mm-hmm. Well, no. Well, he had to, but no, he had to take off for a couple of minutes there. Sorry about that. Anyway, the mayor had an emergency right quick, so hopefully he'll be back with us. But yeah, most shootings are because of disagree. Well, yeah, we. I think we can assume that if a brother's shooting at you, he disagree with you. I think we can. I think yeah, that's a pretty good conclusion there. Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay then. Um, I got I gotta find out why I gotta do a test of this stuff and see what because yesterday everybody could be heard. I think I got it right now, but we'll see. Anyway, we were what we're talking. We're talking about downtown. And see. Also, we gonna there's a thing going on. Is it going on today about veterans who commit suicide downtown? And again, your insurance is going up for some reason. And the question is, and yesterday, on day for yesterday, Memphis, Tennessee. See, all of this stuff, especially in democratic cities, it makes its way around to all the cities at some point. The aberrant behavior of people, it's a culture. It is not a particular side of town. It is a culture. And right now Memphis had a bunch of shootings the other day. Memphis, Tennessee, and Paul Young is the mayor of, and he's a Democrat also, and a black man, a Democrat, and these cities just don't act right because their mind is wrong. Marty, wait a minute, hold on a second. The mayor's back. Mayor, can you hear him?
I cannot. I can just see somebody saying the shootings are because of disagreements. They are. I don't understand
Yeah.
I don't understand what's funny about that. I disagree with people and don't shoot.
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead. Let me see if the mayor can hear you. What's on your mind? Right. Again, hold on a second. Mayor, do you hear him?
No, just repeat the question. I don't want to hold you up. Go ahead and repeat the question.
Okay. Well, he's saying something about Memphis, Tennessee. I don't know why I can't. Yeah, I had this thing right yesterday, but
What about
yeah.
what about Memphis? What about Memphis, Tennessee?
Well, they're shooting each other down there now too.
Shoot each other in other places around Alabama too. Last I checked, we ain't got to go to Memphis for that.
Okay. Okay. And he also says that you're doing a magnificent job. Then all of a sudden the mic went off. I don't know what happened. I know, Mayor. To take it. Let's get back to Montgomery for a second.
Yes,
the whitewater thing. I'm all for the whitewater thing. I'm all for it. I know there are people complaining about it, but I think I've heard you say, and I've heard many people say, well, the fire department doesn't make money, but we want them. The police department doesn't make money, but we need them. We need something to bring people to this city besides what the terrible white people did to black people back in the day. We need something that moves us forward, and I think the Whitewater Park gives you something else to think about rather than what used to be. What say you?
Well, it does, and that's not the only thing that we're investing in. That's not necessarily a net positive on the budget. The zoo doesn't make money. We don't have a zoo in a 60-mile radius of here. I don't know if you have a zoo till you get to Birmingham. So the zoo has never made money for the city. We're investing in the zoo. We're putting millions of dollars in the zoo with millions more to come. The planetarium, we hope to have a new one here in a couple of years. That doesn't make money. So, that's a long line of things that we need for quality of life for families and not only just the city of Montgomery, but in central Alabama. We are the heartbeat of this region. And so we have to act like it. And the city has not always acted like it. And we've acted like we want to be a big, small town. And that's fine until you get left behind by towns and cities that want to be something more than that, i.e. Huntsville, i.e. Birmingham, Mobile. So you have to continue to keep up, if not try to set the pace for peer cities. And Whitewater has its critics. Most things like that do. I don't care what mayor I talk to, what party they're in, or what state they're in. Most things like that have their critics. And it's not until many years down the line that you start to see some of the benefit. But I will tell you this, for a city that's not on a active waterway, we've got the river, but it has never really been fully activated for development. We do pretty good in drawing people here, certainly because of the history, but we want to do better keeping people here because of the outdoor opportunities they have and because of the weather we get 80% of the year and what young people are making their decisions on right now. The best data point we've been given over the last several years is that usually the job dictated where people went, young people went. Now young people are dictating where the jobs go. So if you want that young doctor, if you want that young teacher, if you want that young dentist, if you want that young engineer, architect, accountant, lawyer, whatever they may be, entrepreneur, small business owner, the city dictates that, the region dictates that. So for us, it is a worthwhile investment. Costing more, yes. I think some operational changes were needed and are being made, and we'll have to get behind it and try to support it to the best we can. And I think we're doing that with chasing other development options to surround Whitewater with, so it's not just sitting on an island by itself between I-65 and Maxwell Air Force Base.
Okay. I was at a meeting yesterday. I snuck into a meeting yesterday because I never get invited. So I snuck into the meeting yesterday, and there was a conversation about our bus service with all the new jobs coming out toward Hope Hall, whatever that the way down Court Street, why don't we have a bus service that'll take people who want to work out there and they don't have a car? Are
Great,
we working on that?
great question. Yes, we're working on that. We've got work to do. We're behind where that's concerned with the um, initiatives there with the we got a fantastic deputy mayor, Lucinda, former deputy mayor of DC, now COO for Montgomery, native of the city. Lucinda Babers, who is taking that on as one of her top 3 tasks. She came out of the Transportation and Infrastructure Department in Washington, D.C., obviously a city that has better public transportation and much more complicated transportation than what we have here. And she's going to help us really drive that down, because the businesses have asked us, hey, how are our workers going to get here? We're looking at development options too for multifamily and single family housing development. So we hope to attract that, much like you saw Woodcrest and South Lawn developed by the Aronoff family in the 60s and 70s. The goal for us is to, do some of that differently and repopulate the southern part of the county and even the city. And Vice Chairwoman Carmen Moore-Ziegler was on board with that. So the transportation, the housing is an issue that we're aware of, is an issue that we're actively working on, and we'll be asking for public input in that probably in these next few months. So don't be surprised about that. We just want people to come out or join virtually as we host some of those planning meetings and discussions around transit, not only into the industrial park and to those workforce areas, but around the city of Montgomery overall.
Some of the businesses out there, such as Meta, Amazon, and all of is there a timeline where they should be coming online and actually bringing in employees?
100%. Early next year, the spring, for sure, with Diageo and Amazon has been kind of going through a little bit of stop and go because of the union votes that have been taken in Alabama. Not, I don't know if the ones here in Montgomery have, but I think the ones in Bessemer and some other places have kind of stopped and started some things here. But we fully expect that to continue, just delay that a little bit.
Is the transportation
Meta's on track with that data center, and that's going to be a boon to not only the city but again the entire region.
Okay. Did we make any? My understanding about data centers is that they take a lot of power, a lot of water.
I do.
Do we pay for that, or do they pay for that?
We pay directly and indirectly. Hey,
we'll come back to that one. We'll come back to that one. The bus, I hear you. But the bus thing, because it makes no sense. It makes no difference how many jobs are out there if I can't get there. So that seems like that ought to be something we can just reroute some buses and make it out there.
Well, listen, I promise you that is something that I was asked by one of the major companies that's coming before they signed on. And we told them we would be ready by the time they signed, by the time they open doors, and we will be. We will have transportation for anybody who needs it that wants to go to work. I can promise you, brother, we're going to make sure they can get to work and to get back home when work is over. And we hope to, again, leverage this to bring further development to Southwest Montgomery as well. And we have been in talks with our housing director, with the city of Montgomery, someone who worked for the city of Birmingham, someone who worked for the state of Arkansas, who has worked for HUD. They know how to work the government. They know how to work, public-private initiatives, and they understand how to work with, financial entities, which is probably most important when it comes to getting developments done like this.
Okay. Alvin Holmes used to have a practice where if businesses came to the state of Alabama, came to Montgomery County, that he wanted to promise that some of the a certain percentage of those people would be hired from this area. I know, listen, a business is a business and they hire who they want to. But have you inquired about the significance of local representation at employees in these businesses?
Yes, first, often, and last. So yes, we stay on that, and we are constantly talking to them, but also our business about what they need to do to take advantage of it. We want our businesses to grow. Hey, that's more revenue coming into the city. We want our businesses to thrive and succeed. That's more people they're hiring and bringing on those payrolls and putting back out into the economy. So 100%, we want all of our businesses to have that type of success and to really be able to see the fruits of the labor that we're doing through economic development incentives, various abatements. We want those companies and those firms here, not just professional services firms, i.e., the lawyers and others. We want those engineering. We want those concrete firms. We want those trucking firms. We want everybody to benefit from that. Now, what we want out of those firms, let me say this, is we want those firms to hire locally too. All right. And so some of the firms in the supply chain have to hire locally too. And I'm not sure they always do a very active job. And when I say locally, I mean Montgomery residents. Let me be specific. I'm not sure they always do as good of a job as they can. One in hiring and then retaining local people as we try to promote that up to the larger investments that are coming here to the city of Montgomery.
Let me ask you a question. I have Montgomery has a schizophrenic personality when it comes to education. It seems to me that the people like you and other people like you who work really hard to get where you are, and your kids are great kids. They're learning things in school, but we seem to make you did a TikTok speech, a little commentary. It's on it, and I listened to it, and you were saying some good things. But what my problem is that we don't seem to do what we need to do to make some of these kids be more disciplined, because discipline is the essential ingredient of any success, whether you're a bottle washer, car washer, basketball player, football player. And discipline is important, but we can't seem to get, well, we got too many women on our school board for one thing, and they don't believe in paddling kids for some dumb reason, although they got paddled. I don't understand that. But a boy 6 foot is looking like you at 5'3", a teacher, like, you gonna hurt him, right? Yeah, yeah, give me that paddle one more time. We expect more the top echelon of people in this city who kids go to great schools, private schools, blah, 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 magnet schools, which is a private school paid for by public dollar, which I am at them because that's cool. But we don't seem to have the same expectation. And you all about education, which means although you have nothing to do with education in public school, not a doggone thing. You can suggest all you want to, but they can say, up yours, we ain't doing it. Matter of fact, even the state board of education really don't have a whole lot to do with our county education, except put down edicts and policies. But they can follow them if they want to. They don't want to follow them, don't worry about it. But there seems to be, you went to Morehouse and Vanderbilt, two schools that require something of you in order to be there. Why can't we get that same attitude about our schools? You know, football is the only thing in this country that a coach can do whatever he needs to do to make you the best. In public school, we can't do that. And it's a team. It's a team, like a football team. And we are suffering because of that, because we don't believe in discipline anymore. Is that just my imagination there? My boy just graduated from Percy Julian a couple months ago, and his biggest complaint was discipline. We just don't do it. We can't put people out of school after 45 days, and no matter how crazy the hell they are. I mean, well, before the 45 days. I'm just saying. The pursuit of excellence used to be something that Black folks believed in. It seems to me that political expediency is more important than educational excellence now. What say you?
And you packed a lot into that now.
Well, you come back next time and finish it if you need to.
you packed a lot into it. All right. We're gonna talk candidly.
Candidly, absolutely.
Okay. All right. It's easier to be mediocre. It's easier to be average. All right. And that's human nature. Okay. That's not Montgomery thing. That's not anything. That's not a racial, cultural thing. It's what it is. Right. So it's easier to do that. It takes more work to be excellent. Whatever it is you do. All
Mhm.
right. I don't care if you cut grass. The lawn care companies that most people like to have, whether they be in Wind Lakes, or Cloverdale or McGee Estates or somewhere else, or the same lawn care company somebody wants to have in Dalraida, County Downs, or anywhere else. Now they may not be able to afford it, they may not be able to get them, but that's what they want, right? So because those professionals take what they do and they want to do with a level of excellence. And I don't think that we have that. And so let's get right down to where the rubber meets the road. When you have a leader that comes in and demands that, you have to be willing to support that leader. We had that leader. Okay. We had a once in a decade or once in a 20-year cycle leader. How do I know? Because I was told by leaders who are that and who do know, right? What are y'all doing? Y'all have to be, what is going on down there? All these things. So the question is, to quote the great coach, Nick Saban, mediocre people don't like successful people don't like mediocre people. So, part of it is you have to want to instill that culture and then follow through with it. It's easy just to say it. I'm on the board of Valiant Cross and have been for many years. One of the things that Anthony Brock, I think does probably better than even he does educating is motivating and inspiring. And you have to have that. And you have to want to let some people go and make some tough decisions where that's concerned. And when it comes to education, we haven't done that. Just yesterday, and I hope that you'll watch the video if you haven't seen it already. We had Jeff Canada in Montgomery from the Harlem Children's Zone. And we're part of the Mayor's Neighborhood Academy with 13 other mayors across the country about how do you take people from poverty to prosperity? How do you invest in placemaking from pre-birth to career? And what he has done over 30 years in Harlem and why he believes this model will work in cities like Montgomery, Dallas, Birmingham, Cleveland, other cities across the country. Well, we think, and I'm a believer that it's not just about economics, even though it makes it challenging. It's not just about social and culture, even though it makes it more challenging, but it also is about what we believe ourselves as leaders and what we believe we're capable of and those young students are capable of, regardless of what behavioral issues they may have. Listen, they got some of the same behavioral issues around here they got at Redland. Okay. You don't hear about those as much. You got to drill down into the data to get it, but you see some of the same things. Montgomery is it comes with being the big city in the region, right? You get the good and the bad. You get the successes, you get the failures. But we have to make sure that we want those type of leaders because the leadership from the superintendent and the board all the way down to the teacher, all the way down to the substitute is going to set the tone. And then that's going to set the tone for the class and for the young people and for the parents. And then the parents have to want that as well. The parents have to be willing to put in the same investment in education and academics that they put in for athletics and entertainment. Okay? As I tell the young kids all the time, I can't name a rapper from Montgomery, and I'm 50 plus years old. So the next one that makes the top 10 Billboard is going to be the first one. That's great. Make history, no problem. But what's your backup plan or what's your side plan? Maybe it is to produce. Maybe it is to write songs. Maybe it is to do some other things that provide longevity in the career in the arts. That's great. I don't mind that. But we have to make sure that we're challenging our community to not set ceilings on these students and on these young people and the parents as well. And the parents just can't come up there when something's bad. They got to come up there and understand what's going on and how it works and support those educators that are. And we need to say this and I'll be done. I think we got great teachers, I think we got great staff in NPS. What I don't think we have is I don't think we have great enough tension. And the tension has to come from can you be better? Can you be great? And what does greatness look like? And are we willing to do it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's where we seem to be failing our kids because, and you know something, you may not agree with this, but it is absolutely a fact. For every city in America that has a low producing education system is ran by somebody that's a Democrat and from the Democratic philosophy. Every last one of them, every last city where our education is terrible. It is what it is. Now, I don't
Well,
think
listen, if I'm mountain, well, listen, hold on. That's because people with money can do things politically people without money can't do. So let's start there now. I
but
mean, we
what can
want to talk
people
about
with money?
what
What
makes
can
the
people
world
do
go
with money?
round. The people with money, if I'm Mountain Brook and I can basically draw a city
Mm-hmm.
out of a very well to do zip code, then
Mm-hmm.
yes, my schools are going to be great. If I'm the city of Birmingham
But
and
it's an
I can
expectation. Is an expectation the issue here, though? What do you just got done saying? What do you expect from them?
expectation and realization. Okay, so listen, my kids don't have any reason not to be successful. You got 5 degrees and a whole lot of student debt in my house, so
I understand.
there's no reason. But for somebody who's never seen anyone in their family go to 4-year college, maybe even a 2-year college,
Hey, I didn't do that.
to imagine and to understand what that practice is. Hey, I'm gonna give you a better. I'm gonna make this personal. If listen, if I knew how to invest like I understood politics when it comes to hedge funds, Kevin,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
I wouldn't be talking
Okay,
to you either.
I know. So when I have an example of
Yeah.
how to do certain things, and then it's shown to me and it's consistently fed into me, then I tend to get a little bit better at it, and I tend to try to want to say, okay, can I do it that way? What we have to do, and listen, that's why we brought Jeff Canada here. That's why we're looking at a city school system. That's why we're looking at alternatives to school board members. We aren't going to settle for this. Stephen Reed is not going to settle for it, whether I have responsibility for it or not. We're not going to settle for being average. Because listen, I'm going to be here after I'm there. And I don't want any slowdown in terms of our educational aspiration. If anything, I want to be sped up 5, 10 years from now. And we want the city to be growing and thriving. And you can't do that without an educated populace. And you can't do that without an educated
You can,
workforce. There's no way to do it. So it's not for me about what's in it for me. It's about what's in it for the kids. And if the current model doesn't work, then I'm like this with everything. Then find a model that does.
okay. You running for re-election?
Yeah, I'm running.
Okay, I just the word on the street, was the word on the street is, I'm just saying the word on the street said you might gonna bow out, but I'm glad.
No.
Okay.
No. We're gonna do that, and we got some other things too.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, we got some more work to do. That's
Okay.
not gonna be now. Listen, not in this administration, and not what I know is coming in those state budgets for the next 2 years.
Mhm.
It's not gonna be able to be done in the next 2 years. So we just know we're not gonna have that type of
Okay.
resource.
The budget went up big time,
Yes.
big time. Why so much?
Listen, I think that one, we're still the lowest budget out of the big 4 cities by a long shot, by well over $100 million. So we need revenue streams into the city of Montgomery. We need an occupational tax or some type of revenue stream on that. No different than Birmingham has and other cities.
But you
Auburn
won't
has.
sue anybody, man. You won't sue them.
Well, we've had discussions.
I know you have.
So don't I haven't yet.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's all. That's all I want. That's all I wanted to hear. Just you haven't yet.
Haven't yet, but that may be changing.
Because I had Mr. Grant Ingram on last week, sometime week before last, and I brought this up and I said, listen, there are 25 cities in the city of in Alabama that's running the occupational tax or of some version of what they call it, and they're around us.
Absolutely.
So I said, well, isn't that discriminatory to tell us we can't do it? Let me ask them, would you support a sugar tax on candy bars, sodas, and all that stuff? We don't need it, but we like it anyway, like beer and things. Would you support something like that?
I haven't looked into it. Let me research it and I'll come back to you with an answer.
Mm.
But I think for us, we know that there are things that need to get done. Hey, I'm surprised we haven't talked about Jackson Hospital. You guys asking about Whitewater. The issue is what are we going to do about healthcare in this region and how we're going to pay for it. And again, short-sightedness brings about crises. And we're in this space because of the hospital not being run very well, but also the city, region, and the state not looking long term at what we need to do to keep up with South Carolina and what we need to do to keep up with other states that are growing their economies, growing their jobs and their populations at a clip that we haven't seen. And this has nothing to do with what happened in the 60s, nothing to do with what happened in the 80s. This has to do with what's happened in the last 10 and 20 years and what we're doing right now. So you can't grow a city or a region if you don't have adequate health care. And right now, we're under immense challenge to provide adequate health care in Montgomery. And that's on top of the rural hospitals closing all around us and people already coming here, then being funneled to Birmingham. Birmingham can't handle the whole state. And
Was
shouldn't
there
have to.
any mismanagement on Jackson Hospital's part though?
Yes, sir,
Because
there was. Yes, sir.
right, because I mean we got the same people, same city, and we got Baptists seem to be flourishing. But I hear what you're saying. Well, we certainly need in the healthcare thing, but then again though, hell, on January 1st, the prices on healthcare going up. So
Don't tell the folks who voted for those that supported the big ugly bill. 'Cause they
no,
just voted
no. That ain't coming. That ain't in his bill. That was in the bill by your buddies. Your buddies
No,
up
that big ugly bill is going to drive those costs. It's going to impact Medicaid, and you and I both know that.
there. Okay.
And it's going to impact a lot of people who I don't think, based on what they say and what they post, really understand what's in the bill. But that's fine. They're going to get a rude awakening at the time. Let me just say this about the budget. The city budget is the largest it's ever been, and I think that reflects the administration's approach to economic development and economic growth. I think it reflects our approach to how we manage money. I think we do a great job at managing money and providing pay increases and merit increases for our city employees while not reducing services. That's an investment in the city of Montgomery. Much really has been unprecedented, Kevin. And so, those are the things that people don't want to talk about. But the city has been and continues to be on the right economic track. And I don't think anybody can disagree with that. And I think as we bring about more jobs, as we correct education outcomes, I think we will continue to see our crime reduce. I think we'll continue to see investment in the city increase. So I'm proud of having the largest budget that we've had to pour back into this city, but more importantly, pour back into the people and not some of the pavement projects that I know some won't want us to push forward. We're not going to push pavement over people. We're going to put the money in the people, and we're going to continue to focus on that because that benefits everybody, even those who don't live in the city of Montgomery, whether they know it or not.
Well, Mayor, it has been an enlightening conversation with you, as it always is. And listen, I appreciate you taking time out, spend some time with a little brain. I do.
Hey, thanks. Listen, and next time, send me the proper link early.
Yeah,
I shorter.
Listen, I was. Listen,
you will want to pontificate and tell your listener, I don't know about an 8 million increase to Whitewater. I hadn't heard about that, so the numbers are wrong.
Yeah.
Look, we got to fix this hospital, and we got to fix our schools, and continue to drive down crime in this city. So we're gonna focus on those things: public safety and public health and public education.
All right.
Doing that.
The police used to have this thing where they use phone books and beat the hell out of people. I'm all right with that. I'm just saying that'll get somebody's attention. But hey, we're gonna leave that alone.
Hey, Kevin, I promise you, we're getting their attention without doing that. Just trust me on that. Take my word for it.
Good thing I ain't the police chief.
That is a good thing for all of us.
That's
including those of us who are innocent.
See you later, Mayor. Thanks for coming up.
Right. Thank you, Dal.
All right. Okay, then. Well, that phone book thing did work. I mean, for a while. And listen, I promise you guys, tomorrow I'll get this thing fixed. I can't figure out what this is all going on anyway. But I'll work on it. I'll work on it today and see if I can make it happen. Okay. Again, I don't know why we're all messed up for a little bit there, but I'm a one-man operator. It's kind of like being a one-man band. You got to play the flute, you got to play the piano, you got to play Hey, Greg, listen. At some point, we got to pay for stuff. I mean, we got to pay for stuff. We need more. If we're gonna get people to these jobs, that are out there near Hope Hall, wherever that was, Court Street, whatever's out there. We got to have a bus system go out there. We got to have more buses. I mean, we got to get people to these jobs. That's going to cost us a little bit of money. But I'm with you. I'm thinking put a sugar tax on the table, and then if you want a beer, you're going to pay extra for it. You want a candy bar, you're going to pay extra for it. We need a sugar tax. I would accept that over the commuter tax, occupational tax. I would accept that. I just think that you can't have stuff if you're not willing to pay for it. You just got to have it. I mean, that's what we do. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks again. We'll replay this later on today, and some of it will be painful to watch because I was messing up my stuff. But hey, maybe I'll do some editing. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Have a good morning and good afternoon and all the rest of that stuff to be going on. And always remember, it is not the falling down that gives you strength. It is the getting up every time you fall. So no matter what happens to you this day, keep getting up. We'll see.
Hands raised high in pure delight, thankful whispers in a gentle breeze, grateful heart with such sweet